From the station taking action for you, this is ABC Action News.
That gunfire left one person dead and 7 more injured. Where this video surfaced, that police will use to try to uncover what led up to a shooting inside a Tampa club.
This is Florida. Crazy stuff happens here all the time.
One little girl was taken down in a mall bathroom. Now, new pictures show the suspect may not have been alone leading up to the assault.
So let's move on to the 2016 race. Who has the leadership skills? Who has the leadership skills to lead? And I'm proud.
Big reaction when GOP candidates fight over who's fit to lead. The one rival some contenders put on the chopping block, saying he doesn't have what it takes.
But first, breaking news. North Korea claims it launched a long-range rocket. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry saying this is the second time in more than a month North Korea has threatened America's security. Outside analysts believe the missile and last month's nuclear tests are crucial steps towards North Korea's ultimate goal of nuclear-armed missile arsenal. North Korea claims this is a peaceful satellite launch. Kerry says the U.S., along with the UN, will hold North Korea accountable for its actions.
Right now, Clearwater police are asking for your help to find this man. He is suspected of attacking a 6-year-old girl inside Countryside Mall. ABC Action News reporter Kara Mashik joins us live from Clearwater with more on how this child escaped. Kara?
You know, that is the good news out of all of this. That attack happening inside the Macy's store here at Countryside Mall last night. And police say that tonight that little girl is doing okay and that she definitely did one thing right that helped stop her attacker. Inside this Macy's at Countryside Mall, a 6-year-old little girl simply went to use the restroom. Her dad stood outside near the door. Police say once inside the stall, this man busted down the door, pushed her to the ground, and tried to cover her mouth. Parent Emily Rhymes says the fear of something like that is exactly why her kids don't leave her sight.
I'm very strict about that. I've gotten a little arguments about my sister basically saying she's fine, but I'm like, no way, this is Florida. Crazy stuff happens here all the time.
Police say the little girl attacked Friday night did the right thing and screamed for help, and the suspect took off. He was caught on store surveillance video leaving the restroom area. Police are now looking for him and the 2 women he might have been with.
It's definitely very scary.
Elizabeth Landano has 2 young daughters and says anytime they're out together, they stay close.
I usually have them hook their hands in my arms and we walk that way.
She says what happened at this mall is a reminder to her and should be for all parents to talk with your kids about stranger danger.
I warn them about that. I always have them, I guess, be aware of their surroundings. Make eye contact, because I read somewhere that it deters people from doing things to you, or to actually even speak, say, good evening, sir, or ma'am, or because usually, I guess they don't expect things like that.
And now that father of that little girl did not want to talk with the media, but did share that his little girl said that she just wants the police to catch whoever did this to her so that he can't hurt another kid. If you do need another look at the photos that we just showed you of the suspect and the 2 women that he may have been with, they're right on our Facebook page, also on Twitter. Please share them. And if you know those people, contact Clearwater Police. Reporting live tonight in Clearwater, Kara Mashik, ABC Action News.
Now, the most accurate weather team in Florida, ABC Action Weather.
Thanks, Kara. In fact, I've also shared those pictures on my Facebook page, and as Kara mentioned, we urge everyone out there to share them tonight.
And meteorologist Bill Logan joins us now with a look at your weekend forecast, and looks like it's going to get a little chilly soon.
Yeah, we're going to finally clear out all that rain that we had today, but yes, we are going to be getting a lot colder. As we take a look outside right now, we can see on Titan Doppler radar most of that rain has cleared the metro area, but we're still seeing some showers from, say Arcadia up in through Wauchula, moving through Fort Meade, Winter Haven, and then up toward the Orlando area. All of this moving through on what ended up being a very gray and overall very rainy Saturday for the most part. Checking out the temperatures right now, we are right at 50 degrees in Tampa, 51 for Palm Harbor and Apollo Beach, Longboat Key at 55, but already 47 in Brooksville as we're beginning to see the chill set in. And these are the highs for tomorrow. We're not going to see 70 until maybe the end of the week. A complete look at that chilling forecast is less than 15 minutes away.
Scary moments at a gentleman's club. Police are reviewing this video surfacing today after a deadly shooting inside a Tampa gentleman's club. Those gunshots you just heard fired around 2 a.m. at Club Rain. One person has died. 7 others are recovering after they're hit with bullets. This video coming from Lil Marvin on the social media tool Periscope. Marvin is also the first name of the 21-year-old Brandon man killed, but we have no confirmation at this hour that the man shooting this video and the victim are the same. Police tell us they think hundreds were at the nightclub on Nebraska Avenue when the shooting occurred. Police releasing the names of the 8 victims, most of them in their 20s, the youngest victim just 17, and one other person in their 30s. Police say their injuries range from minor to serious. And right now, police are still trying to uncover what started the shooting. As far as the suspects, detectives say they have several leads. If you know anything, call Tampa Police. Crime Stoppers is also offering a $3,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest.
And an update on another crime not far from that shooting. In fact, Tampa police say they do have a suspect in custody in connection to a deadly stabbing that happened at about 11:15 last night. Police shut down Nebraska Avenue at the intersection of East Nebraska Avenue during the investigation. It is back open right now. Police have not released the name or the names of the victim or the suspect, but they are telling us tonight this is still an active investigation. And tonight's GOP presidential debate just wrapped up in New Hampshire. The event airing live right here on your ABC Action News station.
Donald Trump returned to the center stage after boycotting the last debate out in Iowa. His biggest rivals on either side of him, Iowa caucus winner Ted Cruz and Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who finished a close third behind Trump. It was a bumpy start when Ben Carson didn't seem to hear his name called by the hosts. Carson was supposed to come out on stage second, but walked to the edge of the stage and stopped, then stood there as several of his rivals walked right past him.
And Ted Cruz went on to apologize after some confusion at the Iowa caucuses left Cruz saying Carson was out of the race when he had only suspended his campaign. Later on, though, Jeb Bush took a jab at Marco Rubio, saying he may be a gifted politician, but he has no experience. Chris Christie jumped on the bandwagon on that very same point. Here's what the governor of New Jersey had to say.
I like Marco Rubio. And he's a smart person and a good guy, but he simply does not have the experience to be president of the United States and make these decisions. We've watched it happen, everybody. For the last 7 years, the people of New Hampshire are smart. Do not make the same mistake again.
Rubio defended himself, saying what also counts is the outcome of experience, claiming Christie's governorship has destroyed the credit of the state of New Jersey. The polls open Tuesday in the New Hampshire primary.
On the Democratic side, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton is also in New Hampshire. Today, she faced some blunt questions about whether Americans can trust her and her explanations for the 2012 Benghazi attacks. She was Secretary of State at the time. Then at a town hall, she said nothing is off limits when it comes to tackling equality and opportunity for all. She mentioned how there are still barriers to break when it comes to many groups, including the LGBTQ community.
We've made an enormous amount of progress, but let's not kid ourselves. You can get married on Saturday and get fired on Monday. And we've got to do everything possible to open up the doors of equality and opportunity for all in the LGBT community.
She also mentioned other obstacles she plans to tackle, like racism, sexism, and those with special needs.
We have an update now on a fugitive couple who made it to Florida after an alleged multi-state crime spree. That spree ending in a deadly run-in with authorities. The surviving suspect is now behind bars at the Escambia County Jail. Bond is set at over $1 million for 30-year-old Brittany Harper. She's facing felony charges for robbery, kidnapping, vehicle theft, and home invasion. Here is her mugshot taken at the hospital where she was treated after being shot in the leg yesterday. Her boyfriend, Blake Fitzgerald, was killed during a shootout in the Florida Panhandle. During the standoff, authorities say Fitzgerald turned on his girlfriend and tried to use her as a human shield.
And now to an ABC Action News update as we follow up to a story we first brought to you 1 year ago. Our cameras catching these flames as they've ripped through and destroyed a Tampa church in North Hyde Park. An electrical problem sparking the fire that would last several hours as fire crews tried to put it out. Generations of memories burnt to the ground at the historic New Salem Church. But today, that devastation is turning into celebration as the congregation gathers for the grand opening at their new place of worship. ABC Action News went to the dedication service this afternoon at the church's new location in Temple Terrace. Choirs and ministers from all over the state came for the celebration. One of the church's lead pastors calling of the love, support, and unity over the last year since the tragedy a miracle.
It's unreal that we would be here at this time, and this kind of time, and this short period of time, 1 year.
Take a look at your screen. This is what's happening tomorrow as the celebration continues. At 9 a.m., there will be a memorial ceremony at the old church site on Oregon Avenue. Then a motorcade to the new church for a Super Sunday celebration service at 10:45 a.m.
And what a show of compassion today. Students at the University of Tampa got together to help those living in Flint, Michigan, and dealing with that massive water crisis there. And as you can see, the downpour did not stop their efforts. Dozens gathered to not only collect water to help residents, but load it onto the trucks. The group, calling themselves Tampa to Flint, plan on driving the truck to the state and delivering the water themselves.
It's essentially a crisis, and it's a nationwide call, outcall for everyone to kind of pour in and take on that initiative.
And if you want to help, just head to Facebook and search Tampa to Flint. You can find information on the students' GoFundMe campaign. I've also posted it on my Facebook page.
Taking action for your health tonight, you might see mosquito traps set up in Hillsborough County this weekend. It's all in an effort to find areas where the Zika virus may be present. Workers will be testing 24 traps in all on Monday. This comes as we learned St. John's and Osceola counties joined the growing list of areas reporting travel-related cases of Zika. And U.S. health officials just issued guidelines to help prevent the sexual transmission of the Zika virus. They're telling men who have been to outbreak areas to use condoms during sex with pregnant women. We have a full list of guidelines on abcactionnews.com under the story links. The CDC stresses that the Zika virus is still mainly spread by mosquito bites. The virus, however, has been linked to birth defects.
Still ahead on ABC Action News at 11, officials are trying to ease traffic, but protesters say it could destroy neighborhoods. Who's coming forward today to try and put a stop to a major transportation project in Tampa?
And watching this new video, all you can think is, man, I'm glad none of those cars are mine. Coming up, why nearly 20 cars were parked on the ice in the first place as people are now spending the evening trying to fish them out. Rain didn't stop dozens of residents protesting a major transportation project in their neighborhood.
It's called the TBX project. It's a plan that aims to ease congestion on I-275, but many feel it will devastate parts of Tampa.
ABC Action News reporter Jake Peterson shows us how more than 100 homes and businesses could be affected.
The protest started here in front of Cafe Hay on Franklin Street because protesters say if this project moves forward, this building will be demolished. In its place would be this multi-billion-dollar interstate system with express lanes. The goal, to cut commute times. But these people say, at what price?
It is a tremendous waste of money, and it will be devastating to our community.
Linda Salsena helped organize this march in the Tampa Heights neighborhood. The Stop TBX group is hoping the symbolism here today will persuade the public against TBX.
We're going to march 2 by 2, wearing yellow ponchos with yellow crime scene tape between us, showing what a crime this would be to the community.
And this is my taxpayer dollars that are being spent.
Michelle Cookson says she's all for finding ways to improve transportation, but this project does not get her vote. She wants city leaders to consider other alternatives.
So is it light rail? We know we want to improve funding for our bus system. We'd like to see some of the streets we have, since you need to maintain them anyways, be redesigned and make them more safe for pedestrians and cyclists. The future of the city is not going to be about shoving more cars and widening highways.
The project will impact neighborhoods like Ybor City, Seminole Heights, and Tampa Heights. Group members say they will make their voices heard until the next public meeting on this issue in June.
We're going to do these marches every month. We're going to focus on a neighborhood that's going to be destroyed.
Showing opposition, one step at a time. Reporting in Tampa, Jake Peterson, ABC Action News.
And take a look at this new video just into our newsroom. As many as 20 cars starting to sink into Lake Geneva in Wisconsin.
That's not something you see every day. Just look at that. Those cars parked for the Winterfest going on today in Chippewa Falls had a little surprise. Good news is no one was inside their car when they started to take a dip in the freezing cold water. Now crews are working to pull them out. Organizers say they don't encourage people to park on the ice and that there's plenty of other parking available, but it is still allowed. This is the 21st year of this festival, but after today, I bet people coming out next year's Winterfest will find somewhere else to park.
Now, the most accurate weather team in Florida, ABC Action Weather.
Let this be a lesson to us all.
Yes.
Don't park around the ice.
No matter how cold it is.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that much here.
But it is getting cold.
It is
Bill.
going to get cold. And I tell you what, it is a change that a lot of folks have been looking forward to, especially in light of all this mosquito stuff. This may just help sweep some of those skeeters on out of the region. Taking a look right now at the tower cam from Rivergate Tower. And you can see some clouds still around as we look out toward Davis Islands and also down toward Harbor Island. We still do have an event going on, just wrapping up across the street here at Raymond James Stadium. And was it loud? And was it muddy? As the metal munching monster trucks had to slog through some very wet terrain. Rains are going to be ending by morning. We may get a slug of moisture or two through right around sunrise, but then the breezes are going to pick up, and we will definitely see that cool change clear into the work week. Only got up to 59 today. Our average high this time of year about 71. Got down to 48 degrees, a full 5 degrees cooler than our normal of 53. Less than 0.2 of an inch of rain officially at the airport, but boy, those showers sure did come zooming through, and they stuck around for quite a bit of the day today before we finally saw that clearing out right now. 50 in Tampa, 51 in Clearwater and St. Petersburg. Starting to see even clearer skies in St. Pete with winds coming in out of the north at 6. A few clouds around in Tampa and Clearwater. Starting to see a little bit of cooler air into the northern part of the state, but it is not really that chilly all across the lower 48. 31 in Boston, 33 in Chicago. And look at this, 59 in San Francisco. The NFL is looking like geniuses because tomorrow's high for the Super Bowl is going to be about 67 degrees. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at this specifically. Right around kickoff time, which is 3:30 Pacific time, about 67 degrees. They get an early sunset there, and temperatures will remain right around 60 or so as that game moves into its home stretch. So nice out there, nice across much of the country with drying out, but we still have seen that rain as this area of low pressure kind of spun up and brought all of that moisture. Well, the Futurecast shows that while we could still see maybe a lingering shower right around 7 o'clock or so, we're going to clear out nicely, and breezy conditions will come in until Monday, and then another reinforcing cold front moves through Monday evening, and then we get a little bit of a chance of some showers then, and then even cooler weather for Tuesday and into Wednesday. 58 the overnight low in Tampa. We're going to see most of those lows bottoming out. The highs for Sunday going to be right around the upper 50s. As we start at about 45 degrees in Tampa, we'll warm up with a blustery 58 as the final temperature. Now, there is a small craft advisory in effect that will be in effect through 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. So the winds will continue as we take a look through the next 7 days, maybe hitting 70, up close to normal, but by the end of the week.
Jameis Winston, Tony Dungy, and John Lynch wanted to hear their names called tonight at the NFL Awards Show. See who took home some hardware and who's headed to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Sports is next.
The E. coli and norovirus outbreak